The following program is brought to you by Pizza Productions.
Friday night we'll be drinking Manischewitz, going out to terrorize Goyam. Stop and shake it, screwing chicks as long as we're home by Saturday morning. We're the Bruce, sporting and swastika tattoos.
Hello and welcome to an all-new episode of the podcast that no one listens to. I'm joined by a very special guest, Jason Brummet. Welcome to the show.
Hi everybody.
Hey man, how's it going?
Good. Yourself?
I'm doing very well, man. You invited me into your very nice house, and I'm just admiring it, and definitely just taking it all in, dude. It's really nice.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, dude. So yeah, man. I don't know, dude. Like, I just like to invite people onto this show, and I feel like me and you have known each other for a long time.
Long time, yeah.
But like we've never this is like the first time we've ever like gotten together at somebody at each other's houses or something.
I've never thought about that. I've known you since what, 06, 07?
Yeah, at
Right
least
around
07, 08. Yeah, because you, to be in all honest, you were the trainer when we worked for Maytag.
Right, yeah.
And so that was my first introduction to you, and we totally hit it off right off the bat because I wore my Bad Religion shirt.
That's what it was. Yes, that's right.
And that's what was the icebreaker.
Yeah, always is, man. Punk rock's the icebreaker for and music in general.
Yeah.
It's that international connection that people have.
Oh, dude, fuck yeah.
Especially when it comes to Bad Religion. That's my band.
Yeah.
That's my number one go-to, always.
I remember you made the mention, you're like, man, I totally would wear my Bad Religion shirt, but it was
yeah.
you were at a higher position than I was.
Yeah,
so.
I wore it one day and I got in an insane amount of trouble. So, yeah.
Yeah, I remember one of the supervisors that I was wearing my NoFX shirt and
Which
said,
one?
it was fucking around that time frame, so it would have been 08, and it just said NoFX, and then it had something about just being a bunch of assholes or something, just being
okay,
or some shit like that. I don't know. It was black, and it was a really cool shirt, but it said ass or some shit.
Okay.
It was very minimal, whatever it was.
It doesn't matter. It's corporate world.
Yeah, and then my supervisor's like, you probably shouldn't be wearing that shirt. I'm like, yeah, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Exactly. It's a call center.
It's a call center.
That's what it
Nobody sees
is.
you.
Yeah. But speaking of this, why don't we talk about the elephant in the room there real quick?
Yeah, we might as well just drill into it.
Go right into
it.
It's been
of course.
I was talking to some friends the other night about that. What do you think?
And that's we're talking of NoFX and their comment that they made at the Punk Rock Bowling Festival a couple weeks back, and it's a little bit of older news at this point, but at the same time,
you're right.
But no, we haven't talked about it on the show or anything. Now all
these other artists have had a chance to respond and to retort, and it's really it's interesting to see the comments because I'm kind of surprised by some bands that are completely against what NoFX did.
They've spoken out.
They're spoken out against
it.
There's a punk band I just absolutely adore from Tacoma called Noise. They're an Oi band.
Okay, I've heard of Noise.
And they've opened for NoFX before. And that's just it. In this community, everyone's friends. Everybody knows each other for the most part. And he just went off and how horrible it was and insensitive it was, and it's
everybody did fucking butthurt. It's just
exactly.
I get it. It probably wasn't in the best of taste, but it's just in all essence.
It's no facts.
Yeah, exactly.
There is no taste.
Yeah.
If you've listened to one CD, regardless which before they got political or after they got political, you know better. You know what you're walking.
You know what you're getting.
Exactly. Was it bad? Like you said, was it bad taste?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Was it the worst place and the worst time to do it?
Absolutely.
Which is why they did it. Which is why they
exactly.
did it.
I get that. That's punk rock, bro. That's fucking punk rock.
That's punk rock. There's more to it than that. That's NoFX.
Yeah.
That's literally their brand, if you want to call it that. Because
that is their brand. You're right, 100%.
Yeah, they're gonna piss you off. They're gonna say shit that's gonna make you mad because they just want that cheap laugh. They're like the corner porn store. that's no effects, you know? And they're proud of that.
Yeah.
And there's no reason why
They've made millions of dollars off being
Exactly.
that.
Okay,
It's a proven business model.
Which is what I wanted to get to, because let's get down to the fucking bare bones. It's all about fucking money.
Exactly. And we discussed this off mic.
Yes,
But, the only reason they came out and apologized is the fact that Stone Brewery dropped whatever sponsorship they had.
And we're talking some serious bucks.
It's a lot of money.
I didn't realize that, the Punk and Public Festival they had in Tacoma, that single day. So we're talking one day from, when did the gates open? I think it was 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So from 1 to like 8 p.m., they made over $300,000 profit.
Fucking serious.
One day, just off beer sales.
Just off, and that's not even
that's
including
what
ticket
Fat Mike was
sales or
saying.
anything.
So it's like, this is coming from the horse's mouth.
Ooh, wow.
So it's like, okay, this is hitting the pocketbook. So of course, they're gonna come out. Oh man, we're so sorry.
Yeah.
Like seriously, I was okay with what they did. Now,
I understand why you do it. Like, I'm sure if I was in a similar situation, that's probably what I would have to do as well. You apologize.
Right.
And, if that's if it's really that much of an outrage, but I mean, at the same time, though, it is a business, and that's unfortunately why they kind of keep their middle finger up, and they had to reach out a little bit.
This one thing I get why people would be upset, because I have a good friend who was just 2 blocks away from that when that went down.
Yeah.
So he kind of brought it home to me that night, because we were kind of having. And it's my fault for getting into a beef online with people. You don't do that. And I was making my comments like, "Fuck you," you guys say you're
fuck you guys.
Yeah, just saying no effects fans. Fuck you, you
Yeah.
You guys have been to the same concerts I've been to, man.
We've heard the same shit.
Exactly. It's like Josh, my friend, and we're just I was driving. He drove it home. He was like, "Yeah, but you know what? You weren't there volunteering, opening the door, dragging in the bloody bodies." I was like, "Oh fuck, dude. All right.
Yeah.
That fucks with your head."
Yeah.
So I'm like, fair enough. And then it immediately turned around and said, "But you know what? You're right. It's no effects."
Yeah.
And it's words.
It's just like, that's the thing though. It's just like, it's just words. It's just like, people nowadays are just so, for less of a better term, butthurt about, I think it's this way, so I don't know, and that's a bad impression. But you get the point. People are just like, well, it's all about my opinion. It's just like how I feel, and it's just like, why are you gonna be so like? What if they see it? And like, I get it, like, because we obviously have a point of view of it. It's just like, it's First Amendment right. You should it's no effects, like you said, but then when you hear from your friend's point of view, it kind of changes everything. So it's just like, everything's based on your own, perception, but does that mean your right is, better than mine? No. So it's just like, why can't we just let it just be what it is? And just let it go.
Just let it go. Get on your little Twitter, go become a social keyboard warrior, say what you want to say, and then leave it at that.
Yeah.
There's no reason.
Not even that. Like, let's just get the fuck off there. Like, why do we even gotta say shit?
Yeah, it's okay. Go let it go. Why are we even bringing it up? So let's move on.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good.
And I'm just saying, like, in general, when it comes to like most things, dude, just it's hard out there.
It's so, being as old as I am, it's uncanny to see the transition from late 70s, early 80s, where we were, to now in the punk rock community. Because, I was lucky. I got into this really early on. I had family members that were punkers in early 70s. My dad was a total hardcore, garage rock guy from Tacoma in the 50s and 60s. He was a roadie for the Sonics for a little bit of time. Yeah, so I grew up, and I was lucky. I grew up with some amazing music before they became hardcore Christians when I was 12. So I grew up on my dad's side, listened to some amazing Northwest garage, rock band, the Wailers from Tacoma, the Sonics, the Ventures. A lot of people don't realize the Ventures were from Tacoma. And then on my mom's side, she was, Elvis was God, so I had the rockabilly thing from her side. And then I got 2 cousins, Patrick, he was just a complete dropout, wannabe Sex Pistol, so I had that influence. And my other cousin, Erica, she was a DJ for a college rock station in Washington, D.C. All through the 80s. So it's like I constantly had 45s coming through the house.
Sad music just fucking
coming
through.
Yeah, I remember the first time, hearing Beat on the Brat. It was my first Ramones song I heard.
What year was that?
That was 82.
Damn.
I had a little Mickey Mouse record player.
Okay, yeah.
And at this time, Bruce Springsteen was my god. Bruce Springsteen, and as basic rock and roll as you can get, which is in essence that's punk rock. These garage bands were your proto rock bands. Mm-hmm. You listen to any Sonic album, and it's got your 3-chord. It's reverbed out. They're literally yelling. Yeah. It's like that's proto fucking punk, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so anyway, so I had a 45, was beat on the brat, put that on because I had a cool, their eagle design was cool. Their little, what do you say, their logo.
Yeah, it'd be their logo. Yeah.
So oh fuck, that's cool. So my cousin Sue came. He's like, I'll listen. I'll check this out.
Mind blown.
It was so basic as you could get, but yet so just breaking my jaw.
Yeah.
And so she's like, "Oh, you like this?" I'm like, "Yeah, this is fucking great." She's like, "Here, let me put this on." And she put Motorhead Bomber on.
Fuck.
And that over. Game over. It was.
It doesn't get much better than the Ramones.
No,
it really doesn't.
In one single day.
Yeah.
That was it. So then we move. Fast forward to my junior high years and early high school years, which were the late 80s. She moves over to Seattle and she got a job at Jet 100, which was the alternative radio station for Seattle at the time. So not only was I got introduced to punk rock at a very early age, now I'm being introduced to all these local, I'm going to say the word because there's not another word for it that I hate them, these grunge bands before they're big.
Well, I mean, that's what it is, dude.
Exactly.
It's the term that was given. You don't gotta shameful and say it's what it is.
Life, just like,
but
that's all I talk about.
The fact that you were able to grow up with that right before it boomed and shit, just to watch that evolve and shit, dude.
Some of the concerts I've been to, it's, me and Justin were talking about it the other day. I was at the TAD Nirvana Sub Pop Line Festival. That concert was 91. No, that was, excuse me. Yeah, that was the end of 91 because it was right before Nevermind dropped. So Nevermind hadn't come out yet. They only had Bleach. TAD was the main band. And, we're in this room. It's not probably maybe twice the size of this mobile home. And, Nirvana's playing and, your hair's raised up. I hadn't had that since back in '82 when I heard the Ramones for the first time. It was like, holy fucking shit! You knew something big was gonna happen.
Yeah.
That oh god.
And then just snap a finger, boom. Yeah. There it is.
But yeah, and punk rock has just gotten so big too. I was thinking about it today. It's like it's almost imploded on itself, really. It's just. I was on Internet Punk looking for some new albums, which I don't know if you've been to that website.
I know what website you're talking about. Of course.
Who has it, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, man, reissue. Yeah. And, there's one side of me that I get it, because now that some of these guys, like the Queers and stuff, have money that they can redo the records to the way they want to do it.
Right.
Okay, cool. On the other side of that, it's like, seriously? How much are we going to milk these tits for, ride the nostalgia train wagon?
Yeah.
But let's get to the issue. What's some new bands you've
heard?
Dude, man?
I went and saw the fucking Pears.
When was this?
Dude,
I didn't know.
3 weeks ago.
Serious?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Me and my buddy Ray, dude, we went up there and it was at the High Line? The one up there on Capitol Hill?
Yep.
Yeah. Like that fucking beat down, it looks like I don't know, man. That area is crazy.
I love Capitol Hill, dude.
I love Capitol Hill too, man. I feel like in every adventure that I take to Seattle over the last I guess it'd be 12 years at this point, because I started going to Seattle when I was 20 or something was when I started going and seeing shows on a consistent basis, and really the last 5 years I'm just me and my friend Ray, it's just basically because it's weird, you talk about getting old and shit. It's I remember back in the day going to the Warped Tour and stuff, and just everybody was down to go. It was a fucking group event. 10 people in Eric's van. We're going for the weekend.
Exactly,
we're getting drunk.
Man.
We're smoking weed,
before every single emo band was on there.
Yeah.
It had such an eclectic lineup at one time.
And now all my friends are no, and most of my friends just don't fucking go.
And now it's over.
And now it's over.
Yeah. We went to the first Warped Tour was '96, and we didn't get to go because it was a 2-dayer at clubs. And so we're nah, it wasn't a lot of really good bands. I shouldn't say that. There was Quicksand was there, Sublime was there. Which, we saw Sublime. It was Descendant, Sublime, and Jack of Orkin, Suicide Machines.
Dude.
Which was the Suicide Machines before they changed their names.
Yeah.
And man, that show was so insane. And that was before Sublime. I think they just had a 45 out. So that was sick.
What year was that?
That was 93, 4,
Yeah, okay.
3. That was
Yeah.
93.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this is all just in Seattle?
No, that was actually Portland.
Oh,
But
okay.
I was trying to get to Capitol Hill, man. Comet Tavern right there.
Okay, yeah, no, I
Yeah.
know the Common Tavern. Yeah.
That, man, 90s that was fucking amazing. You know, Gas Huffer hung out there
Yeah.
all the time. You know, Mia Zatipia from the Gits was there all the time. You know, where she was, you know, speaking of grunge, you know, that was such a, the Gits were such an amazing punk band.
Oh, don't worry about your cat, man.
Okay, I was like,
We are good.
how did he get in
The
here?
cat, like I said before we recorded, man, animals are,
All right.
they're welcome guests on the show, dude.
The Warped Tour, first Warped Tour we went to was 97. That was the first year they had it at the Gorge, and like no one was there. It was the Gorge has been
Damn,
quarterways
dude.
filled, and it was such a sick lineup. It was Sick of It All, Boss Tones. What was that swing band? What the hell?
Sure,
Oh,
Holidays.
Royal Crown Review. Have you ever heard them?
I've heard of Royal
Oh yeah,
Crown.
Royal Crown. It was Royal Crown Review, Sick of It All, Boss Tones, Blink 182, and that was before Blink 182 really
Yeah, it was like still
got
deep
big.
range.
They're still on.
Yeah.
It was still
It was
pop
deep.
punk. It was still
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Vandals, Social Distortion. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was that was a good year.
Yeah.
And it was for all those years too. Like when you started going, what was your first?
My
Warped
first
Tour?
year going to Warped Tour was in 2001.
Well, it was a FAFI, No Effects.
No, it was Me First and Gimme Gimme.
That's it.
They headlined.
Okay. Yes.
I remember seeing Less Than Jake, Pennywise, and I think those were like, I don't know, my memories are pretty shitty from back then. I think those are like
So
the
that
major,
weed,
the
man.
Vandals I think.
Yeah.
They either played that year, I think they played that year. I think
They
it was
played
that one.
2001. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because that's the
okay.
year my wife went. My wife hates concerts, and she went because
Mm.
Me First and Gimme Gimmes were there, and the Vandals were there.
Yeah.
And she wanted to see them.
I never like heard of Me First and the Gimme Gimmes. Like this is like my summer of like introduction to punk rock.
This
was, like,
summer? Or
No,
not?
2001.
Oh, I was like, wait a second.
Whoa,
I was like,
2018,
what?
Kevin. Like,
Yeah, wait, bro. But okay, yeah, well, they only had
Yeah.
1 or 2 albums at the time, too.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so that's cool.
Yeah, no, but yeah, I remember like the bands I was like for me, my mind being blown was like Pennywise. That was like the first time hearing Pennywise and Less
Oh,
Than Jake
dude.
and the Vandals. Those are the 3 fucking bands that got me into punk rock.
Nice.
And like,
Nice.
yeah, to this day, Pennywise. Like, if I ever were to get a tattoo, it'd be a Pennywise tattoo.
Jim is such an amazing guy. You know, well,
Yeah.
they are. That's what's
Yeah.
cool about punk rock, man. Like, God, what was my first Bad Religion concert was '89, but you know, my
Damn,
favorite.
dude, tell me about your first Bad Religion.
No, that was alright. That was on the Suffer tour. You know, that which is I still think my favorite band, you know, tattooed on my leg. I think that's my favorite Bad Religion album. It was alright, you know, it wasn't bad, it was alright. And there's maybe.
Was it was it just like a bar they were playing at? Like,
Yeah, it was in Portland. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of the name of the club. It would become La Luna, but I can't
Okay.
remember what it was called
Okay.
before that. But it was okay. And then 92, though, was probably my best Bad Religion show ever. That was Seaweed, Green Day, Bad Religion. And Recipe for Hate had just dropped. Literally had just dropped. So it wasn't on Atlantic yet. It was still... Because there's, you know, a lot of people don't know, there's 2 releases of Recipe for Hate.
Correct.
Because they got signed
Yeah.
right at
Yeah.
the time. So that concert was just... I don't know, they were on fucking... That was the last couple shows of Mr. Brett. So that was just an amazing fucking show. And then we saw him the very next... Which is weird. It was right around the same time. Bad Religion used to come through Portland almost yearly or every other year, September or October. From like, I didn't get to see them early on, but from like 87 on to almost early 2000s, they would be there every other year. You can count on them being in Portland.
Yeah.
You know, and
they come through more than yeah, like them and Pennywise would seem to be like the most consistent ones coming through.
They're just
like,
always
the Pacific
turning, yeah.
Northwest. Like even to this day, like I still my friend Dan, like I think it was like 2 years ago was the last time I think they came through. It's either like I don't know. It was the last 2 years they came through.
Yeah.
I remember because I seen a couple of my friends posting about it.
It's never going to be a bad show.
Yeah, it's never going to be a bad show.
Yeah.
Which honestly, I don't think I've seen Bad Religion at an actual club. I think the only time I have seen Bad Religion has been on the Warped Tour.
You have to.
But like, yeah, I've seen them like, you know, at least 4 or 5 times on the Warped Tour.
It's not the same thing.
No, it's not.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not putting the Warped Tour down.
No, I know. It's
just,
30-minute
not-
sets don't compare to
festivals are not the same
yeah.
thing, man. I
Yeah.
mean, they're cool, but something about that. I mean, maybe that's what I was brought up in, but there's something about
dude,
sweaty.
I love it.
I miss the old days where you smoked inside the clubs, and I never really smoked a lot, but you know,
you just didn't mind being around it or anything. Well, I don't smoke either now, and like getting back to kind of like the show that I was going to at the Pairs.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of what it reminds me of, the club, that High Diver or Highline or whatever the fuck. I always get those two mixed up. I think it's the Highline.
It's the Highline.
There's
a High Dive over there too.
That's in Fremont. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So like. Yeah, like people outside just smoking cigarettes and just like you're around it, but it's just like it's a punk rock club, you know. It's
exactly.
Like,
my girlfriend at the time in the late '80s, she brought it up because there's a smell when you left the show. Because I hated clove cigarettes, but there's always clove cigarettes,
yeah, clove cigarettes,
weed,
and
BO.
Yeah.
And there's something euphoric about that smell. I don't know what it was. And leather jackets. There's
no shit, dude.
There's something about this smell that we've gone away from now.
Yeah.
And fucking vapes and the tutti frutti or marshmallow pina colada.
Yeah, I know. I tried using one of those things for a few minutes, but man, like the thing would always break in my pocket. I didn't have a good like holder, so it's like fuck it, I'm buying fucking a pack of cigarettes and being like fuck this shit. Yeah.
Well, okay, I'm sorry, I completely interrupted you. So how's the show, dude?
No, we were good. We are able to roam around and reconnect. It's fun.
Well, how was the show?
Dude, it was fun. Like it was like I don't know. I don't drink anymore, so like it's kind of weird going to shows now, in a sense, because like I used to associate, going to shows and shit and just getting like completely wasted, and having a damn good time doing it. But yeah, with not drinking, it's made the experience of going to these shows a lot funner. I think, because like for one, I remember the whole entire show. So going and seeing the Pairs and shit, it was really a weird atmosphere in the sense because like it wasn't a packed like show or anything. I think there's maybe like 40 people there. Dude.
That's it. That's sad. 'Cause they're such a great band. Yeah,
dude. Like the band that opened up for them is this band called Burn Burn Burn. And they'd actually played with Bad Habit the week before at Bruising Cues.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
So we talked to them. We're like, dude, we're friends with Eric because we know Eric and Dan.
Right.
We know the band and shit. So like we talked to them. We're like, and they're like, oh, fucking badass and shit. And they were a fucking punk rock band, and they fucking sounded awesome.
That's okay.
Every other band that played, I don't even remember the two other local bands' names. Like they were cool, in a sense, but like it wasn't my thing.
Okay.
It just wasn't my thing, So it was like. But when the Pairs went on, I was fucking impressed, dude. I was really impressed because I have fucking missed them several times at this point. It was my first time getting to see them, and just like the one thing I was surprised about though was the fucking humor that they have.
Right?
They are fucking funny.
And like
they are
stand-up comic, drop down, you're crying, laughing.
They're good.
They're so good.
They're good.
And musically, just amazing.
Yeah.
Their songs are solid.
Yeah, they're crisp.
Hardcore punk songs. Yeah, I fucking love them.
I love them.
It's funny because I drank a lot, and I drank pretty heavy, and I smoked a lot of weed, but when it would come to shows, I didn't do a lot of that there. Yeah. Because I was so obsessed with music.
See, that's smart.
Yeah,
See, I was more like, I just want to get riggedy ragged and experience, I like to experience music while I'm riggedy ragged.
Well,
so it's like...
There was quite a long time where I would drink at a lot of shows, but I can still... And I don't know if it's and I do have OCD, so I don't know if it's part of that, but I can literally tell you everything... Well, I was talking with Derek the other day. A friend of mine, he works for Quack too, up in Issaquah, and
you can't say that name. That name's gonna get bleeped out.
Yeah, but we're talking about because I can remember set lists.
Yeah,
I can tell you, give me a concert and what year I went. I can almost go through the set list with you, which I love that. I can remember everything. Like Green Day and Sela. A lot of people don't realize they played Sela back in '91.
What the fuck? See, this is the one wonderful thing about talking to you, man, because I feel like I should have been born 10 years before. I've said this on the podcast before. I feel like I should have been born in like 75.
Yakima.
And just like,
Yakima had such an awesome little music scene from like, let's say, I'm going to backtrack a little bit too. Let's go all the way back to 87. To when did everybody fucking become Christians? Was that in 95? That was guys, now I'll get to that. So like Yakima's cool because where the connection 97 goes from LA clear to Seattle. And so a lot of these bands would come through Yakima, and there was always someone living here who knew someone else and would set these shows up. So you had just
How many venues were there like running around town?
That's the problem. There wasn't, and that was the problem. So it was in someone's house.
Oh,
there was a
just
lot of
random,
basement shows.
that's
back
awesome,
then,
dude.
Or at the convention center.
Yeah.
The convention center, at the time, the old convention center welcomed punk and alternative music with open arms.
Wow.
It was, I can't remember, I'm trying to think, I can't remember the guy's name who ran it, but he was so cool about letting us kids put on whatever fucking show we want and didn't care. He knew there was going to be cigarettes, he just was cool with music.
Wow.
So, I mean, we saw Alice in Chains in '89 at the convention center.
It's funny, I had my friend Brandon, I had him on the podcast, and he's like the same age as you.
Oh, right on.
And I interviewed him on like just a couple days ago, and he mentioned the same concert.
Oh, really?
He didn't get to go to it.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Oh, man. And I wasn't, I was straightforward punk rock, so I really wasn't into that kind of music.
Yeah.
But it was, I had a great fucking time, man.
I'm sure, dude.
But yeah, we had it was just good. It's like, I think the best show ever that rolled through Yakima, though, besides Screaming Trees, we'll get back to the Screaming Tree riot later on, but Fugazi came through in 95 too.
Yeah.
And they played, it was called The Twilight.
Fucking Fugazi came through Yakima. What the
And
fuck?
the fuck? I knew every single guy that worked off the record. I knew every single guy who put on shows in Yakima, and I had no fucking clue Fugazi was coming through. So I'm at a friend's house, and I was just about ready to light up a J, and he's like, "Oh, hey man, are you going to the Fugazi show?"
Just dropping some knowledge on you. Going to that Fugazi show, Jason?
This dude doesn't even listen to punk rock. And I'm like totally not even lit up yet. I'm like, wait, what? Portland? They coming through? Because we used to see them. They used to come through and play the YMCA at Ballard. But every 3 years or so.
Okay.
They come through. So we'd seen them already quite a few times. And he's like, no, dude, they're playing Yakima. They're playing at the Twilight tonight. It's like, shut the fuck up. And
You're just like, he's
like, no, seriously, dude. And so sure enough, it was it was a dyke band that opened up there for Portland called Team. I don't know if you heard of Team Dresch.
No, I haven't.
And I okay, so I say dyke, but that's what
it was. Dude.
Dyke rock was the genre,
the genre
at that time from Portland.
Yeah, and I'm sure in today's day and age that would thrive for tenfold.
Yeah, exactly.
with today's day and age.
I mean, that show was. I'm not making this up. I'm literally getting goosebumps because Fugazi played for about an hour and 40 minutes. I think at that time they played, I think, every single song I think they'd ever fucking recorded.
Yeah.
There was just sweat coming down the walls. There was so much purpose. Did you ever go to the Twilight?
So I was just gonna ask. I think the Twilight was definitely before my day because I'm not necessarily aware of the.
Okay, so the Twilight was on first. Do you know where Ring Audio is?
Yeah.
Okay, so right there in the corners, Ring Audio, and you got that brick kind of storefront.
Yup,
right?
I know exactly what
you're
talking about.
So right behind, so you got Ring Audio, and then I don't know what it is right now. I think it's a quesadilla place for the dresses. Cool. That's the Twilight. So basically, you got this brick storefront, nowhere to fucking park, so you got to find a place to park. You walk in this little fucking hallway, half the size of this office right here, for about 30 feet. So you're talking a couple hundred people trying to get through. Immediately, sweat's just going everywhere.
Yeah.
And the stage is probably 2 feet high.
That's badass.
And
it's so badass.
We're talking Mudhoney played there, Gas Ever played, Hair Posies played
so that
there.
reminds me of the venue I went and saw Big D and the Kids table at last year. It was like the Analog Cafe down in Portland.
Oh, dude, yes.
Yeah, that's what that reminds me of.
Yeah.
Like it was like literally we're standing in front of fucking the lead singer of Big D and shit. He's like right there playing the Strictly Rude album. I'm just like,
oh, that's right. You went to that.
It's the best thing ever. Like there's no it's 2 feet high, bro.
Yeah. Which is what it's supposed to be. It's part of fucking rock.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to get to later on, but we could do it right now. And that's the punk. And it's not really the band's fault, but punk has gotten so big that these shows, they're like going to regular concerts. It's like some of these big bands like NoFX. They sell out stadiums.
Oh, dude, I'll tell you the craziest NoFX story I have, man. We went and saw them in 2012 at the King Cat.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, and this harkens back to the days when I used to fucking drink hella booze and shit, and so I was pretty fucking wasted going in there. And actually, if you go to our YouTube page, I have like 4 videos that are like 10 minutes long of me in the mosh pit, dude. Because like that's my thing. I would just always get fucked up and just go into the mosh pit.
Nice.
And so like I'm like sweating like a fucker and shit. And, like the one thing that made it stand out compared to like most shows you go like the Soda or whatever or any of the show boxes is there was no fucking barrier at the FX show.
Yep.
There was no fucking barrier at the King Cat Theater, dude. So like when you were getting crowd surfed up, they pulled you on stage. And instead of letting you go, they fucking threw your ass back into the fucking crowd, dude.
Yeah.
And, like, my friend Brandon, my other friend Brandon, he was sober at the time, and he gives a pretty accurate account back to me of what the show was like and kind of the atmosphere.
Yeah.
And it was really fucking scary when you kind of look back on it, because it was, like, the closest I've ever gotten to just, like, pure fucking just... You know, you talk about that fucking feeling you get of, like, going into those mosh pits, just being around that music and shit, just like, oh, that raw aggression. It's like... Shit could have fucking really hit the fan, it felt like. Because, like, at one point, some fat guy apparently had gotten up on stage and was like, what? What? Like, it jumped, and, like, apparently the security guards pulled this guy out and beat the shit out of him.
Oh, that happens.
I know, but it's just, like, I don't know, it harkens me back to, like, you know, the days you're speaking of, you know. It's just, like, it's not that corporate fucking, you know, like, you guys gotta stay 20 feet away from the fucking stage, you know. It's, like pure anarchy fucking
Yeah, let's go back to Suicide Machines. They came back through again. Now they've got a record out. I don't know if you're...
I love Suicide
Okay,
Machines,
great. So they've got...
Yeah.
Just dropped...
They headlined the 2003 Warped Tour.
That's right, yes.
Yep.
So their first album just dropped, and I'm sorry, still a classic
I love fucking Machines.
album.
Hell yeah.
I'm not getting the name. Destruction by Definition?
Dude, I'm fucking horrible with fucking...
Anyways, we'll just say...
we can look it up.
Yeah, look it up. But this we'll blame that on old age.
Yeah.
That album is such a
alcohol.
classic fucking album. I mean, Jesus Christ. Anyways, so Suicide Machines and Descendants are rolling through. And never going to miss a Descendant show. Never going to miss a Suicide Machine show either. I didn't care for their albums afterwards, but still, that first album, man, it was so fucking good. So we go to the show, and they're playing, and the security guard's trying to drag a kid off. That motherfucker, the lead singer, just throws his bike down, jumps in the crowd, and gets the kid on stage. And, like, just starts yelling at the fucking bouncer. It's like, he's going nowhere. He's staying right fucking here.
Wow.
And the same thing happened at the Green Day concert the year before. Well, it was a couple years before, because it was the Dookie tour.
Destruction by Definition.
Thank you. Ah, such a good album.
Yeah.
If anyone listening has not heard that album, you have to hear that album.
You need to go fucking go listen.
I don't care what mood I am.
Yeah.
If I'm cruising, my Pandora comes on, and that fucking couple first chords of SOS come on, I'm going nuts.
Dude, tell you the truth, I haven't listened to that album in a long time, so probably once we're done recording this interview, I'm going to put it on in my car.
I am too. I'm going to do it tonight when we're doing chores.
For sure.
It's one of those albums, man. You know, which is funny, because I really started first dating my wife just 3 lots up. Mm-hmm. She came over, and she knew I liked her, and I liked her, and that album was playing when we first kind of kissed.
Oh, there you fucking go, man. There you go.
Yeah, you know, these
special... Damn.
Yeah, I never thought about that. But these bands would, like, stick up for these kids. You know, you don't see that anymore. And that goes back to the Screaming Trees show, too, at the Capitol Theater in spring of 93. So it's May of 93.
So this show was always like folklore to me in high school.
Oh, yeah.
I hear about it, but like, you know, this is prior, you know, real internet or anything. So it's like
we need to talk about that later too. That's another good conversation.
Yeah, no, that was like it became folklore because it's like 2003, 2004. You know, I'm a teenager and shit hearing about that. I'm like, yeah,
it was
really
insane.
That really happened.
Well,
like, did it really happen? And like
the opening band, Love Battery. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Love Battery. That was, you have Mother Love...
I'm actually not.
Okay.
Never
you got Mother Love Bone,
mm-hmm.
which we all know who Mother Love Bone is.
Right.
So Andy Woods from Mother Love Bone dies, and you got most of the members going on to become Pearl Jam, and you got a couple extra. Brian Fairweather, guitarist, he goes on to have this band called Love Battery, which is just a grunge psychedelic rock kind of band. And you check out Far Gone, probably their best album. Solid psych. Mid-90s album. So good, dude. Anyways, they used to play Yakima quite a bit. Had a real big following here. And they just put on a great fucking show. So it was Love Battery and Screaming Trees. And of course, you know, local heroes, Screaming Trees. Everyone loves them. I still, Mark Lundgren, goddamn. Yeah. Way up there myself.
Crazy that they're from Ellsworth, dude.
Yeah, right?
So crazy.
So crazy. But it doesn't matter where you're from, there's always talent.
Yeah.
There's always talent somewhere. So we go to the show. And they're pushed when you've been to the Capitol Theater. It's a huge stage. Love Battery is pushed clear to the back of the stage, so you've got this huge gap, and then the kids. So Love Battery's playing, and even though it's considered alternative or grunge, whatever, they're punk fucking rock. That's the ethos they come from.
Yeah.
You know, and so they're just encouraging us to get up on stage because they're loving it. They're, you know, Yakima's got a good vibe. That's why bands used to love to play here. The kids gave off a good vibe. We weren't mean with each other. It was good pits, you know. And Love Battery was just getting off on it. And they even said it was right after they played Nebraska. And Brian goes, man, you've turned this fucking theater into a little club. This is fucking rad. Problem is, the security guards were just a bunch of bikers. Like, literally hell angels.
Oh, man.
No
that
joke.
was the security guard for the fucking Capitol?
That's
is that what the Capitol Theater brought in?
I never was able to find out.
Oh, man.
So whoever hired security, they just got Hell's Angels. I mean, literally had their colors on and everything.
Right, of course.
So they started getting really rough. Like, grabbing the kids. Yeah, you know what?
Jeez.
I'm used to being grabbed and being thrown back in the audience. I'm used to that. But the problem is, there was no audience. We were all on stage. So you're throwing kids into seats.
Jeez.
Like, no joke. These kids are landing in the seats. They're getting hurt. So,
what the fuck?
Yeah.
See, I never heard this part.
Yeah, so
Holy
people
shit,
are getting
dude.
mad.
Wow.
There's always some serious frustration now.
Right.
There's only two of them. Well,
So they're just like going in there fucking...
You're fucking outnumbered, man.
Yeah.
And then you got the band just egging anarchy on, too.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Love Battery gets done playing. Things start to calm down. The owner or manager, someone huge, comes out and says, we need you to stay off the stage. And he explains it. And now that I'm older, I understand.
Yeah, of course.
It's the orchestra pit that we're moshing on. So,
yeah, it's a
which is why it's springy, because there's a huge chance it can collapse.
And you fucking people will die and get
You
hurt.
think we
Or
listen-
not like die, but fall and get hurt.
Yeah, I mean, one single,
Yeah.
it's not hard to break a neck.
Yeah.
You think we listen? No. So Screaming Trees come on, and it's only the third song. We're all back up there. You know, because, I mean, they're playing Shadow of the Season, and so everyone's fucking going nuts. This kid gets thrown into, this bouncer grabs the kid, throws him into the wall. End of story. It's over.
Yeah.
Because 90% of us, we're all friends. We're all not into the garage scene. We're all out of the punk scene. So it's like, okay, you're gonna hurt one of us. You're going
Yeah,
down.
we're gonna beat your ass.
So which is exactly what happened. Someone like got up the stage dive, because everyone's pretty much off the stage now. Someone got up the stage dive, ran around the bouncer like, you know, can't catch me. Got to the end of the stage, and the bouncer didn't see the two other kids sneaking up behind him. When he went to push the kid down, these kids knocked his ass into the crowd.
Shit!
I was too far back,
Oh,
but you just saw
man.
fists and legs just going, just beating the shit out of this bouncer. So what does the security do? They just leave.
They're like, all right,
Well,
turn it.
Guy got back on the stage.
I don't really
he's
blame
like,
them. I mean, you got a fucking rowdy, a fucking stage full of rowdy fucking punk rock kids.
And it's pure.
Yeah, we're gonna call it a day.
It is. I'm not joking. You can smell anarchy.
Yeah,
to
holy
its form.
shit, dude.
I was sober, and I'm so glad I was, because it's like, you want to talk about a punk rock boner.
Oh my god.
That was my first one. And I had been to some scary shows, but this was, oh shit, we took control.
Yeah.
Oh, dang, this is
Take
our
control,
fucking theater.
dude.
And even
Oh my
Screaming
God.
Trees, you could tell Mark Lanigan was not having a good time.
Yeah.
And so they were halfway through Dollar Bill, and it just, someone pulled the plug.
Oh, jeez.
Wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
They immediately walked off stage.
So you just let them finish
Kids
playing.
went crazy. I looked at my best friend. I said, shit
Fuck
is
this
gonna
place.
get dark.
Fuck this shit.
Right?
I can just like imagine myself in that room, because I know where the cabin. I know exactly what you're talking about. I've been there a million times. It's like, fuck.
I mean, we're talking before the static of the plugs even gone. Kids were ripping seats.
Oh shit.
I had a hard time with vandalism even back then as a kid.
Of course.
You know, that was not. There's a time for it, and I'll say that right now. There's a time for violence. We'll argue, and anyone can argue that with me some other time. But I was just like, I'm just gonna sit back. And I'm gonna watch.
I would
this
let that happen.
unfold.
You're like, I would probably do the same thing, because you're gonna get in trouble. Like people are gonna get in trouble. It's
I
just
had
like,
just turned 18 that last
yeah, you
September.
would've gotten
September
jailed,
92. So I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
You
Like,
kids are still
You
kids.
played the smart card, bro.
I'm gonna watch this, and it was getting good.
Yeah.
Seats were getting ripped up. People are screaming trees. Next thing I know, and I didn't know Yakima had riot police, but 13 cops just come walking up. Batons, helmets, the full 9 yard, like the LA riot, man. In Yakima, I was like, what the fuck? And they're just videotaping us. And I'm like, well, I'm already on camera, might as well have fun.
Well,
so my pants came off. I'm just running by him, swinging my pants, butt ass fucking naked.
My god, dude.
My friend's running behind me, his dick's hanging out. And all of a sudden, all these other kids start. It was interesting, but then they jumped off the stage, and sure enough, just started slowly marching forward. That's what. And I had been in similar situation. There was a skinhead riot in '89. What band was that? There was a hardcore band called Warzone. R.I.P. Man. Ray Babies was an amazing singer, and mid '80s to late '80s, Portland punk rock scene was scary. Because you had your skinheads, your true skinheads, your non-racist, you're just your hardcore kids. Right. But the majority from Portland were these racist pricks, and they were making world news because there was murders. Yeah, I've
heard about the skinhead situation here in the Pacific Northwest.
SOS boys, Southern Oregon skinheads, and the Rose City boys. There's a huge Ethiopian community at the time, and they were getting murdered. I mean, it was bad. And we were at the Warzone show, which that's another band you need to check out. Just a great hardcore punk band. Anyways, this kid, I had just met him that day, Tony. I'm trying to think what his last name was. He had a leather jacket on. He was a skinhead. I was never a skinhead. I liked all music. But the back of his jacket said, "Don't let a few, record for all. Rooted for all," excuse me.
Right.
And there's some neo-Nazis in there, and they were trying to do their salutes. And, this band... I mean, literally, this band is from, early 80s New York, You don't get any harder than this. They're not going to put up with that shit.
Right.
So Ray's in the fucking pit singing. He sees this. He's trying to swing his mic at the guy. Oh hell breaks loose. And I laughed because, I'm like, what was I at that age? Was I 12? I was 12 years old. And I was like, I was like,
yeah, you gotta get out of there. So my son is 12 right now.
It's crazy when you start thinking that way. It's just nuts. But yeah, so the cops are just moving forward, and that's when I looked at my friend. I knew there's people don't know, there's a little stage door to the left of the Capitol Theater, and it's right behind the curtain. Just go right into that alley between the Capitol and the Federal Court building.
Right.
And I'm like, dude, let's go. We
Pop
just
it.
Bounce right out of there. Yeah. And there was probably, as soon as we hit out in the alley, there's no one. We turn around, there's fucking Mark. And I'm not lying. There's fucking Mark Lanigan on the Connor twins. I'm like, dude. And I'm like,
holy shit.
So we start talking to them, and they're pissed.
Oh, I'm sure.
At the kids, because they're there to play a show. So we played it off, we just liked it, like, oh yeah, those fucking fricks.
These fucking assholes fucking it up for you guys. Sorry, man. Shit, we were up at the balcony, bro, watching you guys.
Mark Lanigan was such an asshole, man. He was just, he wouldn't drop it. Then that motherfucker bummed a cigarette off me.
And then he bumped a cigarette
I was like, are you fucking serious? But whatever. So we walked up that, like, half a block to, was that 3rd? About 20 cops. They were waiting. I'm like, so just keep smoking, walk right by them. I don't know if it's because they saw us come out of the alley, but they just let us walk right by. Because every kid that would come out the front door, boom, nailed up against the wall.
Dude.
And they just started interrogating. And I was like, we're just chilling, walking, smoking our cigarettes.
That's surprising they didn't stop you. Because you think today's day and age, like anybody around that area, hey, get the fuck over here.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Nope,
they'd be aware of like all the exits and everything, and then there's like, oh, fuck it, we're just going to sit at the fucking front.
Yeah, so we
lazy ass Yakima cops.
At that time, Olive Garden had already opened, so we just moseyed on into the Olive Garden. Luckily, we asked for a seat by the window so we could watch.
Olive Garden was still there.
Yeah, Olive Garden was still there. And so we were just drinking some coffee and smoking.
So this is 93?
This is 93.
Fuck, dude. I was in like the 1st grade in 93, bro. Like, man, I was going to McKinley during when this shit. I didn't even hear about it. Like,
it was it's just sad because Capitol then said that they would have no more rock shows. And Pearl Jam tried to rent the Capitol the very next year of 94 to do sound checks and stuff. And they were going to open it up to the community. But Capitol said absolutely no way. And it was also the 94 Lollapalooza tried to come to Yakima. Perry Farrell wanted to use the fairgrounds. because he loved how Yakima was so centralized to all the other cities.
Yeah, no shit, that makes sense, yeah.
And the city council said, absolutely fucking no way.
It's just after fucking that screen.
And it was just funny. Yeah, well, that was part of it. Is there a thing that's fish? I'm dating myself. I was going to say, go look at the fish tape at the library to look up the old news.
Oh, man.
Newspaper, but you can probably do that online. Jesus Christ, I'm old. But, yeah, the city councils, it was torn because half of them were like, man, we're going to sell out of hotels. This is going to be such a profit.
Yeah, that would make a lot of money.
And then the other oldies were like, absolutely not. We don't want these ruffians in our town. And look what the Capitol did.
You think in a case like that, money would prevail?
Well, I know. I was so shocked by that because Yakima is all about money.
Yeah.
And it pissed me off even more that fucking spring, that goddamn fucking spring, after all this bullshit that will never have any more of these rock shows, fucking George Thorogood plays Capitol Theater.
Oh, no shit.
I'm like, get the fuck. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still went. Because like I said, I love music, man.
Yeah,
if it's good music, I'm going to go. Which was cool because I was taking a leak and I lit up a J while I was taking a leak, and this guy had to have been 70-some years old. He's like, hey, can I get a hit of that?
No shit.
Absolutely,
sir.
man.
Take 2 hits.
Yep, he took a huge ass drag, kind of coughed. He was like, oh, yeah, that was cool.
It's fucking smoking weed the Capitol
Theater,
man.
Yeah, Yakima.
Yakima's damn, dude. I'm telling you, 10 years. I was born 10 years too late, bro.
And it's too bad because we could still.
Because I'm like, when I was a kid, man, it was like we had a scene, we had
there was a little one, yeah, the zone.
Yeah, and that was fun, and don't get me wrong, like I look back on those years as my introduction, like to punk rock music and like all.
But there's some okay bands that came through.
Yeah.
What was that AFI wannabe band?
Oh, it's fucking Eden.
Yeah, I mean,
Eden.
I don't care for that kind of music, but they got kind of big, and the kids loved them.
Yeah.
So. Death Cab for Cutie played there.
Oh yeah, no shit. I totally forgot. See, I remember. I remember that. I do remember them playing. No shit. Yeah. Damn, you reminded me shit.
Well, and that venue was so cool, and it's sad that it's a fucking gym now. But
yeah,
that was a bar clear back into the 70s.
Oh wow, no
and
shit.
I'm trying to think what the original name was because it was a blues bar my dad used to go to, and that's just it. What people don't realize, Yakima has always had a music scene. All the way back to the 50s. There's always been blues, rock. There's just been a good music scene in Yakima for the longest time. My dad was telling me about some of the blues shows he used to go to at that club because we were going there when it was Colors. I don't know if you remember.
I remember hearing about that place.
The guy who owned Colors was an idiot.
He's a fucking idiot.
And I say that, I actually say that very respectful.
Okay.
Because the club itself was rad. It was so fucking great. It was light colored painted,
right.
Graffitied. It was cool. It was a cool vibe. Well, I was 18 years old. So how the hell am I there? Well, it's because he never locked the back door that goes into
I know the back door you're talking about.
So you just walked right in.
That's how it was at the zone, too, a lot of times.
Exactly.
You
just walk right in, and, we learned that as long as we don't go to the bar, we just keep our cool, and we still were there. They never said shit.
Yeah.
So, and they were getting bands. I mean, Zeke was playing there all the time. In fact, Zeke played there.
Oh, that's fucking badass.
And it was Donnie Paycheck, the drummer. We're best friends with the guy. Because we had not been in there yet. We didn't know the back door was unlocked. It was Donnie Paycheck, and Dizzy was the guitarist at the time. This was right before they dropped their album, Super Sound Racer, the first one. A lot of people don't realize that album exists because their Flat Track is the one they're known for right afterwards. And if you're listening, if you don't, Super Sound Racer by Zeke, that's the one you need to listen to. That's the one that's got West Seattle Acid Party. That's the one that's got Schmidt Value Pack, a song about Schmidt.
Fuck yeah.
That album is over in probably 23 minutes. And you want to talk about just straightforward, in your face, knock your teeth out, punk fucking rock, that's it. Anyway, so these guys are unloading. I'd only heard a couple songs. We're talking to them. Dizzy, the guitarist, he's a fucking... These were all criminals, by the way, too. These are guys that are as punk as they can get. He's teaching us how to make fake IDs because we want to get in the show. And he's like, well, you're going to carry my guitar in anyways. Just, don't go to the fucking bar, you schmucks. So we do a line of coke with these guys. Mark, the lead singer. My friend had some, so we hooked them up. We did a bump off the dumpster, just so we can carry their shit in.
Hey,
so we
dude, there's nothing wrong with that. That's a barter, bro.
That's how important music was to us. We didn't care about our drugs. We'll give you our drugs, get us into the show.
Yeah.
And we didn't really want to see them either because we'd only heard a couple songs. There was a band, was it Rubberneck? I think it was Rubberneck. It was an L7 kind of wannabe band. These chicks from LA.
Okay.
Great fucking band. We wanted to see them, and so Disney lets us get our stuff. We go in there, and there's this band playing, and they're called Bracket, which they got pretty big. I don't know if you'd heard Bracket.
I don't think
they
I
were on
have.
quite a few compilations. They were on, Fat Wreck Records, I think, for a while.
Oh,
too.
no shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So they got kind of big, but they were just started. Z comes on playing. We're like fucking blown away. And then, but anyways, I'm sorry. So Colors had some great shows. Because the very next week, Love Battery and Black Happy played. Black Happy had played there like almost every other weekend. Did you ever listen to Black Happy?
I do. Again, that's another band that I'm like, you're dropping all this knowledge on me right now. I'm just, I'm glad I'm recording it onto a podcast so I can go back and like write this
Black
shit down
Happy,
and start checking this shit out, dude. Yeah.
They're classified. If you look them up, they're classified as ska. I don't know how you can fit them into a ska bracket because they have fucking horns.
Right.
But first time we saw Black Happy, 92 Sela Civic Center, it was a Black Happy and Love Battery. Because once again, like I said, Love Battery played here a lot. They had a huge following. And fucking Black Happy setting up, and they're setting their horns up, and my friend, who hates ska, fucking hates ska.
How do you hate ska?
Don't get me started.
Man.
We used to argue about this.
Yeah.
And like I said, growing up, I've got a lot of appreciation for horns, with Motown and stuff like that. It's just what I listen to. So we're seeing these horns set up, and once again, it's Love Better. So it's not a punk band we just got done seeing. Just got done seeing two amazing psych bands because it's Black Angle's Death Song, Love Battery, and now Black Happy setting up. We didn't know who Black Happy was. They immediately start playing, and it's like straightforward 3-chord rock and roll, but with horns.
Oh wow!
And maybe a couple ska upstrokes there, here and there.
Okay.
So check it out.
It's still like a solid.
Just
Yeah.
I'd almost, what? I'd say it's frat rock.
Frat rock?
It's frat rock.
Okay.
Yeah, it's frat rock, and they're from Pullman, so that's it was that college kind of. Good shows though. They're back together doing some reunion shows around here.
Fucking yeah, dude.
So
I have to check that shit out.
Yeah. Yakima had some.
Yeah.
Voodoo Glow Skulls. That was another one. 93 off the record put on a series of free shows that whole summer.
Mm-hmm.
And
see, Voodoo Glow Skull. That's oh my gosh.
Voodoo Glow Skull stuff, but no, sorry, I apologize. Voodoo Glow Skulls was not part of that. They were in 94 at off the
Okay,
record.
who was that 90? Okay.
So that was 94, but Everclear played there, Wool played there. There's just some.
The fuck.
There's a really good hardcore band, but there's just some great bands that played.
Oh man.
Snapcase, they're an amazing hardcore band. They played Yakima one time. It's just crazy the amount of people that played in this town that people don't even realize. There's probably only maybe 40 people at that Green Day show.
Fucking yeah. See, okay, so I feel like that's what this episode's been building towards. The fucking Green Day show, the Sela Community Center, man. We'll end on that.
Alright, 92. Yeah, that was... we already know we already were really into Green Day because 1039, amazing fucking album, man. Then Kerplunk comes out, and I'm sorry, that is their album.
Kerplunk's a fucking great
just
album.
Just a great fucking album, especially when they put it out. That whole Berkeley scene was so fucking good, late 80s, early 90s, man.
Oh, man.
From Op Ivy all the way up,
yeah, definitely a side note. Did Operation Ivy ever roll through fucking Yakima?
No.
Okay.
There was, I remember 91, a friend of mine said that they thought they were going to play, and that's all I ever heard. I don't think they ever did. I know they played Seattle. I had some friends that saw them. I don't know what club. I never saw him. I saw his side band, Common Rider.
Yeah, Common Rider.
Not the same thing. Yeah.
That's what Eric always says to me, but I always enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
I'm not putting the music down.
Yeah.
It's not Up Ivy.
On a shiny day.
But yeah, nobody was.
No matter what I say.
Yeah. Nobody was at the Green Day show.
Yeah.
They were like, how could this be? And then a couple years go by, Dookie drops.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, they're going to be in Portland, not La Luda. Like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's fucking sold out show.
I couldn't believe it. Yeah, I had already had tickets, but it was like... Could
Now,
be
what was
one more person there.
the process for that? What I assume, because nowadays, like, dude, I mean, we just hop online, go grab a
Oh,
ticket
yeah.
and shit. Like,
So
I remember like having to buy my Warped Tour
Okay.
ticket at like a Payless. I was
Right.
at that very end of that
Okay.
fucking spectrum, man.
once again, if we're talking mid to early 90s, all I have to do is make a phone call, and I would have tickets at the will call waiting for me.
That's fucking badass. So
Up to
that's-
4.
Yeah.
So no matter what show, I could go see.
Is that just something you had worked out, or is
No,
it just pretty much
my,
that
my
anybody
cousin working for Jet 100,
Oh, okay.
she was able to get tickets to whatever show she wanted
No
to.
fucking
It was just,
shit.
that's how it was back in the days. Radio
Yeah.
disc jockeys, especially alternative, was such a small net scene. She was just able to get tickets. And there's quite a few times I found out later on growing up she had bought those tickets for me. She's just
That's just an awesome person, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Fred Meyers, even the little shows were Ticketmaster owned everything. So whatever show we wanted to go to,
Yeah,
we'd
to
go
go
right
to
into Fred Meyers
Ticketmaster.
electronics
Yeah.
section and pick
Yeah.
up tickets.
Okay. Okay.
Or at the door, because it wasn't going to sell out. I mean,
see, that's one thing I've been getting into a lot more is like a lot of the shows that I'll go to is like I just pay at the door. Like we're gonna go see Super Villains on the 22nd.
Nice.
And fucking like Eric's like, yeah, I already got tickets. I'm like, I'm just gonna get a ticket at the door. I'm not paying because they always charge you the convenience fee online and shit. So you might as well just pay the up because you're gonna have to pay the same amount anyway.
Yeah.
They just raise the price the day of. But it's just like fuck it. That way I
Just
don't
look
have to deal with putting my
the
credit card
internet.
online.
In my day, and I know I'm saying get off my grass.
Get off my fucking
But-
grass, man.
You had no internet. So you always,
Yeah, how are you finding out about the shows? Like magazines? Like
Well, yeah, so
yeah.
I grew up in Waldo, so this little little farming town.
Right.
But the farming town's only an hour, maybe 15 minutes away from Portland. So
So that's not
we're in Portland every weekend.
Yeah.
The Rocket, I had delivered to my door every week because
Gotcha.
I paid $20 a year
Just
for
got the
it.
subscription.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We had Portland TV stations and Channel 13, which was the Fox channel. Friday nights was a show. They got a YouTube channel too. You should check them out, called Bohemia After Dark. And it was an hour-long video show Friday night, and it was nothing but underground music.
That's fucking badass.
So I would set the recorder, and I would just record it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that, even though I was that got me into independent alternative music because I was already into punk rock, and that was it. And then all of a sudden I'm getting turned on to like Super Suckers, to fucking Super Chump.
Super Suckers played like fucking some like random ass fucking Washington City here like in the last like 6 months or something, dude.
Well, they played Yakima 1,000 times, but they just played Prosser.
Prosser, that's it. Because Eric,
Yeah, I
Eric
went
was
to that
all,
show.
Eric was all like, yeah, I'm gonna go see the Super Suckers in Prosser. I'm like, that's a random fucking place.
There's a little club in Prosser. It's a
Yeah.
little cafe. I saw John Doe last year from
That's
X.
fucking dope. That's dope.
The guy's getting some. It's all singer-songwriter stuff.
Mhm.
When Super Suckers came and played there, it was their country stuff.
Yeah.
But hey, it was good.
Hey,
You
yeah.
know. But I was like, so they would every month they would have Bohemia After Dark showcase, and it would just be one live show that they put on at La Luna, and they would
Oh, that's
record
cool
it live
shit, dude.
and then play
Just
it.
play it.
So
yeah.
I was getting turned on to all these local alternative bands from Portland, like Cracker, Hazel, Everclear. We saw Everclear at the X-Ray Cafe open up for the Super Suckers, and it was their first live show, and they fucking sucked.
They fucking.
They fucking sucked. We went
Oh,
back to
man.
their CD release party for World of Noise, thinking, maybe they got better. They fucking still
sucked.
sucks. I've got, where is it? The Dandy Warhols.
Mm-hmm.
I was at their very first fucking show.
Jeez.
I'll find it for you. I'll find it before you leave. I still got the poster art from that show. Yeah, but I can go.
We'll take a picture of it and we'll put it on our Facebook.
Yeah,
page.
because that was. It's not punk rock, but it was a band called Sugar Boom, who we were good friends with, and it was their CD release party. In fact, we would jam with them quite a bit because when we first saw Sugar Boom in like 90. And they're an alternative kind of punky band. 91, 92. I'm so sorry. Yeah, 91. It was 91. In the Dow's Organ Theater, we were so high on acid.
Oh man.
And they were just jumping around,
man.
trying to get people to jump with us and pogo, and they were just laughing so hard on stage. Well, these singers like, I have to meet these kids, and we just
Right.
hit it off.
Oh, that's fucking badass.
Yeah. So we were at their CD release party, and there's this new band opening up called the Dandy Warhols. And they fucking sucked, man. They're a bunch of fucking hipster posers.
You're just making fun.
I've seen them laughing my ass off. They've already got this little cult following of all these fucking bicycle fucking hippies. And you gotta remember, I'm fucking punk rock. You know, I'm at the X-Ray, so I'm not trying to say nothing because I'm a really good friend, Kat, the owner, who owns Voodoo Donuts.
Right.
Really good friends with the guy, so I'm trying to not be disrespectful because the X-Ray was a place where runaways could go. Queer runaways, stuff like that. That was, they could stay there.
It's a safe haven.
It was. Yeah. And so I was trying to be super cool, but I fucking hated it.
It's just human nature, bro. That's just human nature. That's like, I remember being an asshole teenager, dude, when I was a kid. Like, we used to make fun of everybody.
Yeah, so they're doing...
People made fun of us. Like, that's how it was.
Yeah, that's how it was. It's how you earned your stripes.
Yeah.
So I've been there with my fucking...
I was at my friend's house fucking yesterday. They were giving me shit. Still earning those stripes.
There you go. You do. You never stop.
Yeah.
You know? I'm in there with my sleeveless motorcycle jacket on. They had these little terraces that you could sit on us. I was watching these hippies were fucking doing their dancing, taking their clothes off. I'm like, you know what, Dave? Let's go fucking mosh through them. And we fucking started cooking straight up old school circle pit coming through.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And I've got the tape. It was live at the X-Ray. They recorded that one. And you can hear the lead singer, whatever the fuck his name was. You guys, if you want to play football, go jerk each other off outside. And you can hear me yell, I don't play
That's a fun line, bro. Like, yeah, you might as well play some fucking football. Go outside and jerk yourself off.
That's funny. What did I say? I don't play football, but I'll suck your dick for a cigarette.
Oh.
And he's like, oh, man, he gives you a cigarette. And I was like, you know, after he did that, I'm like, all right, you're cool. You're cool. But they suck. And I actually got into their music later on. Because it's like, all right, this is kind of velvety underground kind of. It's not that bad. Yeah, we're out there first. And they were so untalented. He didn't even have his fucking guitar and stuff hooked up right because the mic kept shocking him.
Oh,
wow. And that's what he kept saying. Like, mic shocking me, man. What are you guys?
I've had a mic shock me before. I
have too, but that's how you hooked your shit up. That's not the sound guy's fucking fault.
Right. Very true.
Jesus Christ, you fucking hippie. But sorry.
No, you're good.
You're starting to come out, man.
Fuck these fucking motherfuckers. Fuck you, you're shocking. It's their fault, motherfucker. We'll get some water on you.
Right? That was the demise. Religion was the demise of Yakima. Full circle here.
Okay, Yakima, full circle.
95. Exactly. That's when Christian punk and Christian rock got really popular.
Okay.
MXPX, etc.
Right.
And like I said, you want to do what you want. Nothing against anything. But when I'm at a show, and did you remember they're called Stonefly?
Yeah, I remember Stonefly.
They were actually, there's these kids from Yakima.
I remember Stonefly. I do remember Stonefly. This is kind of bridging the gap between us and coming full circle.
Perfect way to end.
Yeah, exactly. I do remember them.
So we're at the Stonefly show with like about 8 other bands from out of town. And I knew 3 of the bands because they're on. It was something Nails. I can't think of the labels. MXPX firstly.
Oh,
Tooth and Nail Records.
I was thinking Nails and Records.
And right.
Tooth and Nail. You're right. 100%.
And I knew they were Christians. But they were. That Christian punk was more. I'm Christian. It was more. Like straight edgers. It was more. This is who I am. But I'm still going to play punk rock, and Christianity is not going to come into my music. So we went. We all got in my van. We went down there, and Stonefly was the 3rd band playing. And it was halfway through the 4th song, boom, Bible comes out. I'm like, whoa, wait, what?
I don't know, I'm coming to church right now.
And I'm like, I know you kids. I know you're an atheist, you're a drunk, you're fucking whatever. And all of a sudden they're trying to act Christian to sell records. And that's what I was like, I'm out.
So
and we left, and I can't remember what band it was that I wanted to see. And they're the headliners. They're on one of the bigger ones besides MXPX on Tooth and Nail. I'll have to look it up and talk some other time about it. But when we're leaving, it was out of Nat Cheese. And we got just to Fred Myers and Yakima. I look at Dave. I'm like, you know what? It's done. It's over. And he looked at me. He's like, yep, scene's done.
Scene's done.
And sure enough, it was probably maybe a year before another show in Yakima.
That was 95?
That was 95. And
wow.
Just, was gone.
So what would you say the run was then?
I would say 87 to 95.
Damn, 8-year run. That's a long fucking run, dude.
And now, there was other ones. Don't get me wrong. There was because there was one in your generation.
Right.
But I think that one had the most energy, the most creative. Because you were having shows like at the Knights of Columbus Hall, which over behind Colors.
Right.
You know where that's at?
Yeah. No. Yeah. Like.
So you'd have shows there with like 6 bands running the gamut of every single kind of music you can think of, and no one gave a fuck. We didn't care.
It was all just about
everyone, even the gangsters were there. Knowing it was just a good fucking time.
Yeah.
Which that really.
That's how the Zone was too.
Yep. Yeah. I went to the Zone. I went to the Zone 3 times, and the third time, I didn't want to be that creepy old man in the back anymore, and I was, and I respect that because music is youth.
Of course.
You know,
I know what you mean.
Yeah, so I was like,
I'm at that age now where I'm seeing the kids. I'm starting to give you like, get off my fucking glon fucking mode too.
Right?
It's
not.
I don't even. I want to say there was a scene like probably. I'm not to say that there isn't, but like when I like was paying attention to it at least, there was like they're playing in Las Vegas now. What the fuck are those kids' names?
Oh, I like them a lot.
Yeah.
They just put a cassette there because they're doing cassettes.
Yeah.
It's got me so excited.
I forget. I know those guys.
One band's called Gloom, but that's not the band we're talking about. We're talking about because they used to play at Northtown.
Yeah.
What the fuck is their name?
I'm trying to remember their fucking.
I feel
something
horrible
Kids or something. Like,
Indigo Kid.
Indigo Kid.
They're
So like
good.
I worked with one of the dudes at Pizza Hut back in the day.
Right on.
And so like I had my TV show and stuff. So like I got them. I used to put bands on our TV show and shit. The local bands.
Right. Yeah. I
and
used to watch that.
So like we had their earlier band. They were known as Pontius Pilate.
Yeah. Yes.
And
oh my god, that's it. I can't think of the name.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we had them on there, and then like it was kind of cool just seeing like from that, you know, because nothing came of the show obviously, but just watching them progress from that to what they are now. It's just like because they did have like, you know, and it's like their music's different. It's not it's you know, it's definitely more slower.
I want to bring that up actually.
You know, it's like it's definitely a different type of music, and not necessarily music I go out of my way to listen to, but you know, it's interesting just to see the scenes change and shit.
It is. Well, that's the one cool thing. I used to hate getting old, but now I think that I'm past my 40s finally. You know, there's a new appreciation of it.
Yeah.
Because you look back and see the fun.
Yeah.
I got this. Because there's always going to be that flame.
Yeah.
Punk rock will never die. There will always be that one kid who's going to rebel, who's going to fucking be like, this is fucking bullshit, who's going to tear everything down so we can rebuild it. And that's what's kind of going on right now because I've really gotten into garage rock for the past 4 years again. And there's a new garage rock scene, and these kids.
Yeah, that's a good way to. Yeah, it's definitely garage rock.
It's garage rock.
Right,
It's just sloppy fucking rock and roll, which is what I love. Growing good. That's going back to my earliest days by listening to the Sonics for the first time. You know, just the 3 chords, a simple word, and they're doing everything. They're making their cassettes. They're making the sheets that go inside.
It's all DIY too.
It is, man. That's fucking. That is fucking punk rock. They have no intention of going to a major label. They're staying on Burgerama Records, which is a huge garage. You know, even Billy Joel's kid isn't a garage rock band. He's a drummer, and has no intention of going to a major label.
It's like it's fucking. You know, it's like dinosaurs. You know, dinosaurs.
There's dinosaurs will die.
Yeah, like fucking, it's happening, dude. Because like, you know, like like.
And I'm excited for these kids, man, because they're taking it back again.
Yeah.
Because our music got corporate. No Effects became the fucking Eagles. Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, no shit. No, you're very. That's a.
And so these
I
kids,
can agree with that. I can agree with
these
that.
These kids went to the Warped Tour with their mom and dad.
Yeah.
And had such a safe time.
Yeah.
You know, fuck you. Punk rock was dangerous in my time. And I know I'm not trying to be hipster. I'm not trying to say
no. It was though. I know what you mean. I've heard the stories and shit.
Yeah, when I've heard the stories, man. Beat up on the fucking sidewalk for wearing my leather jacket and my pink mohawk in '87.
Getting called a faggot was a normal day.
That was
fucking affair, dude. Yeah.
Thank you.
I know, dude.
So you were either, and then my best friend who was black, goddamn, he had 2 strikes against him. And then when he came out of the closet in '93, boom, he had 3. It's like that's where we realized we need to learn how to fight.
Yeah, you gotta learn how to fight. Yeah,
but that's what these kids are like. Okay, we're doing it. They're just they're taking it back. They're taking music back. And when I first heard that, it was Poncho Pilate. In fact, I think the first time I heard it was from Spin. I really do, dude. I really do. Because I remember we were at Northtown, some friends, and it was Indigo Kid playing. I kept looking at the one. I'm like, man, I know these kids. But
And
now
it's
I know it's
fucking
fucking it was Poncho.
Yeah, and then dude, like fucking it. I don't know, man. It's interesting as fuck. You know, I don't know.
It's music's always going to be revolutionary. There's always going to be that one kid who's going to completely restart everything with something new. As long as it's not EDM, as long as it's not techno, I'm okay with it. That's not, you can't be
use a real guitar, use a real bass, use a fucking drum set.
You know, because I was there for the first wave of techno in the early '90s. You know, when it got really big and it was underground. And my friends were like, "Oh, this is the new punk rock." I hit him. You know, it was fucking James.
Yeah, I don't like techno.
I fucking yelled at him. We were sitting there
talking
in this field. Yeah. What were we playing? I was playing No Control, the album by Bad Religion. He stops it halfway through, you know, I Want to Control the World. One of the best fucking Bad Religion. That motherfucker stops
like, what are you doing?
Puts on this techno bullshit. And I'm like, what the... No, dude, you gotta give this a chance. These kids are doing their own thing. Fucking hit him. Dropped him, took it out, fucking started pulling the thing out. I'm like, no, that's not.
Fuck you. Just get out of my house.
Being behind I didn't say computer at the time. I don't remember what I said. Oh, analog. Being behind an analog or being behind now a computer, that's not fucking music. Man.
Well, it's, nowadays it's just like that DJ. You
no,
that DJ
argument. You're not a musician, but being a fucking DJ. And, you know, I had one guy, at a place start to argue with me about that. He's like, but you're a huge Joy Division New Order fan. I go, well, yeah, I am. But that was still music. There's still literally every Joy Division song and every New Order song was written first by a bass line. Peter Hook would come up with a bass line, then everything else built off of it.
Added onto it.
I'm not against synths. I'm not against post-punk. You know, I'm against
so I just play somebody else's music.
Yeah, that's
all it is. Because like what you're talking about is like, it's like that's all original music. But somebody playing a Kanye West song in a fucking bar where some two fat chicks are getting down on each other, you know, sloppy, fucking drunk and shit. You know, it's not art. Man. You know, it's not art. You're just facilitating a good time.
You're just a douchebag. You're wearing white sunglasses. You know, they've got a dress code too. You've probably got some kind of MMA shirt.
Probably.
You know,
so you can't wear a backwards hat, bro. What are you wearing a jersey in here for? Are you in a gang? Fuckers. Alright, Jason, we gotta fucking end it right there, bro. But man, I fucking thank you for coming on this shit.
Anytime,
anything you want to promote, and where can people find you on the internet?
Nowhere.
Because you're.
I've got myself as much off of social media as I can.
There you go. Well, they can find you exclusively here on the podcast that no one listens
to. Look me up.
Look me up, man. Get the yellow book, bro.
We'll go get coffee sometime. Anyone. And I'll talk for hours.
We'll talk about punk rock music.
Exactly.
Man.
Anything.
All right, Jason. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, man.
You have a good one, man. We'll see you guys next time. America.
I travel from Maine fade